live. If anybody wants to come over, we are live. And I'll give it a few minutes to see if anybody wants to come over and come in and show up and show out. Wish I could play music or something, but lots of times you can get in trouble for that. So I don't know if I want to take that risk. If anybody's here, type in the chat so I know that you're here. And I'm back. Apparently, I lost y'all for a minute. The battery went dead, but I think I'm back. Hey, Hurricane Holly. Hey, Audra. Good night, Robbie. We'll wait a few minutes to see if anybody else gets in here before we start talking. Okay, good night, Robbie. We'll wait a few minutes to see if anybody else is going to come in, and then we'll start talking and figure out whatever we're going to talk about. How's the weather where you are, Holly? How's the weather where you are, Holly? Can you hear me, Audra? Yeah, it's been I'm gonna check and see what the high is supposed to be for here today. Um the high here today is supposed to be 78. And it actually, according to the temperature here, that it actually is 49 right now. And I find that really hard to believe it because it doesn't feel that cool, but it might be. Yeah, that's a big thing in the South, Audra, to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and yes, sir, and no, sir. I don't do it, but most people do. What's the weather like where you are, Audra? I don't know about y'all, but it does seem like I have like a big delay in my chat by like a minute or more. Uh, and where did you say you were again, Audra? Is it California? Forgive me if I don't remember because I talk to so many people on YouTube, I get all crossed up who's where sometimes. No, I'm not near the mountains. I've been to the mountains, but I'm not near the mountains. Well, I guess depends on what you would say near. I'm probably about an hour or so from the mountains. I'm not sure. I'm not too awful far from Boone. Let me check and see actually how far I am from Boone. I don't think I'm extremely far. I think I could be to the mountains in an hour, I think, but I'm not sure. Let me check that and see. Or at least check and see how far from Boone that I actually am. Yeah, I was right. I am actually 1 hour and 6 minutes exactly from Boone, Holly. Jamestown, that's where the colony settled, right? The colony that went missing settled in Jamestown, right, Holly? Yeah, I checked it and it said, no, not from my phone, Dover, from the laptop. I could never get have a successful live to connect on either one of my phones, Dover. Or actually, I could connect, but nobody could hear me. Kind of wish I could do it from one of my phones, but so far I haven't been able to. Um, no, I think it really was Jamestown in North Carolina with the lost colony. There's or it was near Jamestown. What it was God, I can't remember. There was something to do with North Carolina where the missing colony, I'm pretty sure. There's also one I think in North Carolina. Let me check that because I think there was a situation where a colony went missing from North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. That they've never figured out exactly what happened to them, and Croatan was written on a tree. I'm gonna actually look that up and see. Yeah, you said you're near the Outer Banks, right, Holly? Yeah, when I tried to connect to Be True's live one time, that I connected, but I could hear them, but they couldn't hear, or no, they could hear what it was. Is they could hear me, but I couldn't hear them very well. It was extremely low. Like I said, it looks like my chat is like way behind by like a minute or two, if not more. Somehow, I don't know exactly why that would be, but you said you're at the Outer Banks, right, Holly? Or Wilmington? Wilmington. You said Wilmington. Uh, yeah, we did have a lost colony in North Carolina. I just looked it up because it says right here, Lost Colony History outerbanks.com. The Roanoke Colony. Yeah, it says, yeah, the Lost Colony of Roanoke, the Outer Banks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did have the Lost Colony. Look it up, Holly. It because I just looked up and it said the Lost Colony of North Carolina, the Outer Banks. It's the one where they still to this day don't know what happened to that whole entire colony. of people, and all they found was or Croatan written on a tree. I've got a cat harassing me. What do you want, cat? Yeah. Yeah, they've had but yeah, we had a colony go missing, and still to this day, they couldn't figure out what happened to them. They didn't know if the Indians murdered them off, but they never found any bones or remains or anything. They didn't know if maybe they all committed mass suicide into the sea because there was no human remains or nothing. They don't still don't know what happened, but the final conclusion that they came to, what they think happened, is that just the whole colony integrated with the Native Americans. So, but nobody still knows for sure to this day what did happen. All they know is they went there to find them, and they weren't there. Not a trace of them, hide nor hair. And Croatan was written on the tree, and that was it, carved into the tree. Yes, it snows where I am. We get a snow about every get a snow. We get snow about 2 or 3 times every winter, and on average, we probably get about 2 or 3 inches every time it snows. Sometimes we'll get a light dusting, and occasionally we'll get a pretty good bit. Like last winter, I think we got like about a foot. And then there was actually one time when I was 14 years old, we got, I think, about 2 feet, and we were out of school for 2 weeks. And um, yeah, yeah, we get snow. Yeah, there is, and I don't think I've ever been to the Outer Banks either, Holly. I've been to Wilmington, but I don't think I've ever been to the Outer Banks either. I've been to Myrtle Beach and Wilmington, but I don't think I've ever been to the Outer Banks either. And yes, they have that wild group of horses that live on an island, I think. And I've always wondered, somebody must be appointed, I would imagine, to shovel up all that horse shit that I'm sure is everywhere. Yeah, I love the snow too, Audra. I'm not a summer person. I completely My absolute favorite season is fall, and I love winter too, but I am not a summer person, which is very odd of me considering that I'm in North Carolina. Hold on, I got alarms going off over here. Considering that I'm in North Carolina, because most people in the South absolutely, absolutely love summer, and summer is just not that my thing because I am extremely hot natured, and so I just burn up in the summertime. And I also have hair, very long hair that goes down to uh, the the top of the top of my back, and so that also makes me even hotter to have hair that long. So no, I'm not a fan. I mean, I don't mind like outdoorsy things in the summer if it's night when it's cooler, but during the hot southern days with the humidity and at 90 degrees or 100 in the 90s or 100 and at humid too, no. Uh-uh. Which everybody thinks I'm weird because I'm like the oddball out, and I'm not of the majority in the South, because most people in the South are absolute Southern lovers. I mean, summer lovers. Yes, yes, Bee Stinger. Woohoo! I don't know. I've wondered that before. I guess they just stay there. I guess they weather it. I really don't know, and I've heard that question asked before, and I've also heard it answered before, but I really don't know what was said, but I would imagine they just weather it. Yeah, special. That funny kinda special, like the special ed kinda special. Yeah, see, summer's not my favorite, and I wondered if you ever experienced a summer here in the South, in the southern states of America, if you'd feel that same way. What does the temperature get to where you're at during the summertime, Stinger? Oh, yeah, I'm definitely different, that's for sure. I'm a very independent, uh, thinker, and I'm very, very, very different than most people. I even live a very unconventional lifestyle. Clearly, I guess a lot of us do if we're night people here. So summertime is, uh, 40 degrees, and that would be Celsius, right? Considering you're in Australia, right, Stinger? Oh, oh, you're Fahrenheit. So, okay. Where did you say you were located again, Stinger? For some reason, I was thinking you were in Australia. Like I said, it looks to me like my chat is like behind by a minute or so, maybe more. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'll look that up right now and see what that is in the conversion. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Australia is Celsius and we're Fahrenheit in the States. I'm gonna look that conversion up right now and see what it is. Okay, it says that 40 Celsius converts to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, well, it gets pretty damn hot there then. Yeah, it gets that. Oh, I don't see how you stand that. Is it humid there where you're at in the summertime, Stinger? I want to play like some music or something in the background here, but I'm afraid that they're gonna get in trouble for that. You know how funny YouTube is about that stuff. Try to strike my channel before I even get up and running good. Ooh, I don't see how you stand it then if you got the humidity, because it's extremely hot and humid in the South, and ooh, it makes the heat so much worse when it's humid like that. Terrible, terrible. Where I'm at, yes, it makes your hair it'll take your hairstyle if you style your hair, it can flatten your hair out and take your hairstyle right out, and literally where I'm at, uh, it will the humidity and the heat combined will take the makeup off of your face. One of y'all wanna come up? Let's see. One of y'all wanna come up today so I don't have to talk to myself the whole time, or of course, I'm not literally talking to myself, but kinda seems like it when I can't hear anybody else's voice but my own. What's the average temperature there in the wintertime? You still there, Audra? Yeah, actually, I do have to ask when you've been silent for a few minutes. You wanna come up, Audra? I'm gonna look up for the what the conversion is for that, uh, for 0 to 20 Celsius. I'm still here, I'm just checking to see what that conversion is. Um, okay, well, what I looked up, it was that's not too bad. That's about the same temperatures as around here, except for I would say in the wintertime here, an average winter day is about 30s or 40s, but it can get cooler. It can get down to the single digits sometimes. Um, no, actually, I don't put them on private. I mean, I can see why maybe some of y'all would want that, but if you're doing a channel, it's really better if you don't because people can't really they don't really know how to find you if they come to your channel when you start doing lives and you have no videos of your lives, if you know what I mean, Stinger. Doesn't matter if it's not tameable and it pains you to hear it. Haven't you been up on Antimony's or Ivory Papers live before? I thought you had. Were you? Yeah, at some point I would actually probably have some private ones that were actually even set to private from as soon as they started, because you can actually have private lives where you send out the link, you give the link to select people, and only those people can see them even while they're live at the actual time that they're live. And so I would probably actually do private lives at some point. But like I said, when you're having a channel, especially when you're starting one, it's best to leave up your lives because, like I said, it lets people know that you're doing lives and, attracts more people to your channel if they see you're actually doing something. Because if you don't have any videos up, they just don't know that you're um, doing lives and even what your lives are about or what your personality is like or anything. Thank you very much, Stinger. Thank you very much. I'm not I might not have as much pep this morning as I did on the first one though. Energy's not quite as high this morning, but it won't always be like that. My energy's a little lower than it was the other morning. Of course, that'll vary just like it does for anybody. Uh, and thank you, Audra. I haven't picked. I don't think it's going to be about anything. I think it's going to be just whatever out, whatever we wind up talking about for the night. And I may at some point like designate certain days to be certain subjects or something like that. But for the most part, it's probably just going to be a variety channel. Just kind of like whatever goes. So, do you want to come up, Audra? Oh, it would not. Get out of here with that bullshit. You can't be any worse than me. I think I cussed a fair bit or whatever it may be. Um, First live I had, I'd say there was some pretty, the heavy topics going on about the guy with the whole seminal fluid at the dentist office, and all the other cussing that was going on. Shooting the breeze or shooting the shit. That's okay, Holly. I hope you get to be feeling better soon. Yeah, that could be a possibility. North Carolina, Carolina in with Mary. Are you sick, Holly? So are you gonna come up, Audra? I don't have as much fuel to run it by myself this morning as I did the other morning. I had a lot more uh fuel, energy, spunk, speed, whatever the other morning. I don't have quite as much. I'm not as gassed up this morning as I was the other morning. So it'd be easier, a little easier to keep it going if somebody was up here with me. Are you ignoring the question, Audra? Yeah, that's probably what it is. It is coming up on flu season. I don't think a flu season officially starts till October, but um I would say yeah, I've already known other people that have already gotten sick. Are you talking to me with that question, Audra, or Holly? Well, I guess it wouldn't matter, would it? Because that's we're both in North Carolina. No, schools aren't year round here. I don't know if they are in Holly's town or not. Probably not. I said, Audra, are you coming up? You know what question? Are you coming up? Let's see. I don't think I even fully know how to work everything with this yet. I think I know most of it. Maybe not everything. Ah, I didn't know y'all actually had year-round schooling in your area, Holly. All just throwing up the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Get out of here with that shit. Get get the fuck out of here. You want to come up, Bee Stinger? Now, one of y'all need to come up and help me out this morning. Because I don't have all that steam I had the other morning this morning. I'm sure it'll wax and wane from live to live. Oh, that's really cool, Stinger. Let's see. They have a in Australia. They have a break in school for 6 to 8 weeks over Christmas. That's amazing. We don't get anything like that here. You get 2 weeks for a Christmas vacation here, and we don't get breaks for 3 times throughout the school year for 2 weeks. You get a 2 weeks for Christmas, a week for Thanksgiving, and a week for Easter, and that's it. Other than summer vacation. Yeah, I was already planning that I was going to drag your ass up here at some point to help you overcome your shyness, Holly. It doesn't matter if your voice is silly. Good guy. Who gives a shit? What, do you just sit at home and never talk to people because you think your voice is silly? You don't talk to people in public, you don't talk to people in your house, you don't talk on the phone? Exactly. That's why it shouldn't matter. So get the fuck up here. Hopefully, we could do a whole bunch of fun things in October for Halloween because I love fall and I love Halloween. So I'm gonna be trying to think of a bunch of fun things for us to do for the fall and Halloween season, like telling ghost stories and whatnot. So are you gonna come up, Audra? Huh? 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 Tell me, huh? Yeah? Huh? 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 I would see that's interesting to me, Stinger, because I thought it was like that everywhere. I didn't realize that I mean, I thought y'all celebrated most of the same holidays as we did and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna think of like some things for us to do, like during the lives, like for fun, like that are relevant to like fall and Halloween and stuff, like ghost stories. And I'd have to think of some other stuff that would be fun. Nope, I'm not picking on you. I just want you to come up and stop giving me the silly voice excuse. I mean, damn, I got a southern drawl, and my voice is kind of deep for a girl, but I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Now, come on now. One of y'all's gonna have to get up here and talk so you can help keep me going this morning. Like I said, I don't have all the steam I had the other morning, and it would help out if somebody would get up here and talk with me. It would help things pick up a little bit. You have a very high voice, Audra. Is that what it is? Thank you very much, Stinger. Some people really like Southern accents, and then some people don't. Yeah, as far as I know, I've actually got a friend that I've had since I was 4 years old that I still talk to. That's a male, and I'm going to ask him if my voice was always deep. I think it's always been since I was a teenager, but I don't know if it was like that when I was a kid or not. But I know it's always been like that ever since I was a teenager for sure. People always tell me that my voice does not match my looks at all. Okay, so are you gonna come up with that mild accent, Audra? Yes, Stinger, that's me in the photo. That's why I say you don't know all throughout my life how people have always been so surprised that my voice does not match my appearance at all whatsoever. In fact, I've been told many times that I look all cute and sweet and innocent until I open my mouth. See, notice there's gaps and lags in the conversation when there wasn't so much of that the other morning. That's why I need somebody to get up here and talk with me. Right, Stinger. That's what absolutely everybody says. Heard that my whole life. Oh, now she's got the coffee excuse. You can come up and fix your damn coffee while you're already or while you're up. English, like from England, Stinger? No, no, I don't really have a big family. What do you mean, like my immediate family or like extended family, Audra? Like I said, it's so weird. It's like my chat is like so yeah, it's like there's a big delay on my chat. Strange. Um, no, I don't have a big immediate family at all. Uh, as far as my family, I have a sister, a brother, a mother, and a father, and my mother and father are divorced. And as far as my immediate family, there's my husband, who we are like sort of like on again, off again, and I have one son. And then, but yes, I have an my extended family is large, but I don't have any family that live where I live locally. Um, other than who I just mentioned. And then the rest of them all live in South Carolina and Massachusetts, Alabama, and like Colorado. Well, as far as I had never done one of those DNA tests, Stinger. I've got one, but I haven't ever done it. But I do know that I am. What I know of for sure is that I am of Irish and English descent. And yes, I do look very English as far as I guess that's my genetics or where my genes are the strongest is from the English side, I would imagine, because uh, I have brown eyes and my natural hair color is a dark brown. And the blonde you see in the picture, that's a dye job. But now, when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I had my hair was a natural blonde, but it was a I don't know what shade of blonde you would call that though. I'd have to look into that. But the older I got, the darker it got, and that's what's unusual is me and my brother still has blonde hair, and my sister and I both had blonde hair as well. But over the years, our hair darkened. Like mine turned like a chestnut brown, and my sister's turned to like a very auburn color. Yes, mine too. That's the English is on my dad's side as well. The Irish is on my mother's side. And I'm supposed to have some Native American in there too of the Muskogee tribe, but I don't know any of that for sure. That's just what I'm told. I would never be able to, rectify that for sure or justify that for sure by unless I took that DNA test. Yeah, we say that here too. We say the beat around the bush saying in America. Ah, Yeah, my brother and sister's hair was uh, like that really, really, blonde, almost like platinum when they were kids. Now, my hair was like a light brown when I was a kid. It was never platinum like that, but when I got to be like a teenager, it started turning like a shade of blonde, and it was like that for several years. And then just as I've gotten older, it just got darker and darker and darker and darker, which is what my dad said the same thing happened to him. And his hair is white now because he's 83, but he said the same thing happened to him, that his hair just kept getting darker till it was almost black, and mine's what I would call a chestnut brown and straight as a stick. So when in the picture where my hair is blonde, if you ever see blonde or curl in my hair, that stuff isn't natural. And Stinger, as a matter of fact, I don't know if you can tell unless that picture, my picture was enlarged that's on the screen, but I do have what's called English sweetheart lips, where they're shaped a certain way. You could Google a picture of English sweetheart lips. Or maybe I can do that here. Let me see if I can do that. I've never tried this whole screen sharing thing here, so I don't know if I can do it or not. Let me see. Hope I don't mess something up trying to do the whole screen share thing. Count me in the house. In the hizzy. She got lost. She took a wrong turn out of Lemonades and she just now got here. She was out wandering around on the block, y'all. Straight out Australia in the hizzy. Yeah, kind of like bow tie lips, but they're called English sweetheart lips. I was gonna see if I could do a screen share and show what English sweethearts lips look like, but I've never done the screen share thing on here before. And let's see. Kind of scared I'm gonna fuck some shit up, but I might try it. Let me see. Hope I don't fuck some shit up here. I really don't. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. I don't know if I know what I'm doing or not with this whole screen share thing, but I am going to try. Oh gosh. Okay, let me see. Oh shit. Yeah, I don't know if I know what in the hell I'm doing or not with the screen share, but I'm going to try. Because if I don't learn, I've got to learn sometime. Damn. Let me see. Wait a minute. Hold on just a minute. Count me in. Oh, yeah, that's just it. I've never put a link before, so now I got to figure out how the hell I'm supposed to do that. Okay, I might have to actually. I'm looking on my screen to see if I see a ready, easy way to do that. That's something I should have asked Lemonade how the hell to do. I don't know if y'all know or not, but I'm going to ask you anyway, since I don't think any of y'all do lives. Do I just share my own link? And will that put y'all into the stream? Let me try that and see if that works. Maybe that's what I need to do is just share my own link. I think that might be the ticket. Okay. Okay, hold on. I think I figured it out. Okay. There we go. I did it. Look at that, y'all. Ain't y'all proud of me? I figured out how to get the damn link in there. I figured that out. The next thing I'm gonna have to figure out is how to do that damn screen share shit. Damn it. I wanted to be able to do that to try to look up the English sweetheart lips, damn it. Kimberly into hizzy. Hey, Kimberly. We're trying to get count me in to call in, Kimberly. So we're gonna see if we can successfully do this because we're me and count me in are both new at this shit. We're not sure if we know what the hell we're doing, but we're gonna try. That's right. Damn it. I'm getting quiet for a minute because I'm trying to figure out how to do the screen share shit. I might be able to jazz it up a little bit if I could show some other shit on the screen. Okay, hold on. I see you there. Hello. Count me in, matey. Uh-oh, I lost her. If you can hear me, count me in. Come back. Something happened. You dropped out. You disappeared on us. That's right. Get down with my bad self. I'm gonna really be able to get down with my bad self if I can figure out this damn screen sharing. Because, like I said, then I could pull up some shit for us to look at on the screen, like some Tom Dooley shit and stuff we were talking about. But I haven't figured that shit out yet. I tried it a couple times here, but apparently I don't know what the hell I'm doing when it comes to that. Yeah, we lost count me in. Hopefully she'll come back. I didn't touch a damn thing, so it wasn't me. I don't know what happened. We lost her. Might have been those damn ghosts we were talking about earlier and shit. They might have snatched her ass off the screen. If you're out there and you can hear us, count me in. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. Count me in. Oh, there she is. We got her. Hold on. Hello. No, we got you back again. We lost you the first time.
I think it's my end. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. Friday night here.
Friday night. Friday
What's the
night.
topic?
It's Friday night where you're at. Count me in.
Yeah, I'm in Australia.
Yeah. It's Friday morning here.
Oh, nice.
What time is it? What time is it there?
10:15.
It's 8:14 a.m. here.
Oh, nice. Want to
Mm.
swap?
Huh? Want
What's
to
the
swap, you
subject?
say?
Yeah.
Actually, I would swap because I love the nighttime. You're a night person
Oh,
too, aren't you?
no, not really.
You're not? Oh,
No.
you're in the live stream. Well, I was getting ready to say that you're in the live streams late at night, but really you're not because it's morning there for you when it's late for us.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
So, what's the subject?
We have not picked one yet.
Ah, okay.
We're just been talking. Nothing in particular. I'm gonna look through the chat for a minute, and then we can pick a subject if y'all like.
Sure.
Let's see. Is there a way you can turn your volume up? Count me in. You sound a little bit low.
Yeah. Okay. Is that better?
It maybe made it a little bit better. Yeah, it sounds a little bit low. What does it sound like to y'all in the chat? Does it sound kind of low to y'all?
Can't see the chat now. Oh. Yeah. I think it's because I'm on my mobile.
Could be.
I'm
Hold
house
on, I'm gonna
sitting.
look through the chat for a second and get caught up and see if anybody had anything I missed. Bee Stinger says hello. Count me in.
Hello. I can't read the chat from here.
And Audra says she loves your hair.
Yeah, don't look at the roots. I'm going a la natural grey in my old age. Mm.
Stinger says you're Brisbane. She's
Yeah, I'm
asking
in Brisbane.
you're in Brisbane.
You definitely have a southern accent.
Yes.
It's very distinct. But to Australians, we're like, we don't have an accent. You guys have an accent.
Yeah. Does
But there's
do accents vary in Australia, or do you all sound the same?
pretty much the same. There's not a lot of us, but like the only sort of way there's a lot of difference is country people usually have a bit of a twang to their voice, so they talk a little bit slower. That's
Mhm.
about it, though. We all have pretty much the same accent, although we get confused with Kiwis a lot, but they've got like a more of a clipped accent than we do. Mm.
Yeah, we have a very as you've probably noticed, we have uh a very wide range of accents in the United
Yeah.
States. Yeah.
A variance, yeah. I often get Canadians confused with Americans too. I get in trouble for that. From
Yeah,
them,
the
obviously.
Canadians sound just like us for the most part, but the strongest
Yeah, to us,
accents in
they
the United States are in the South. The Southerners, we probably have the most thickest.
yeah,
And
and you all,
no, we say y'all.
yeah, you well, yeah.
Yeah, you got to
But
run
that's
it all
how you.
together. You got to put the you and the
Yeah,
all together. Y'all. Yeah,
is that like?
we probably have the thickest accents of everybody in the states as us Southerners, and then the
I suppose
Northerners,
it's like
huh?
mm, I suppose it's like an Australian saying, "I'll have a pie and beer."
Uh, we have, and then the Northerners have the next thickest accents. I would say
Okay.
they have pretty thick. They can have very, like, have you ever listened to Pink on here? Pink Lady Love.
No, I can't say
Yeah, she's
no.
from Boston, and they have a very distinct accent. My mother's actually from Boston. Like, for instance, they would talk like, "I parked."
Yeah, like JFK
Yeah, like
was born in Boston.
I parked the car in the garage. I parked the car.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
the Northerners have a pretty distinct accent, and then some of the ones in California, if they're like from the valley, they have a pretty distinct one.
So when you can you tell offhand what state everyone's from when you speak to someone or not?
I can usually tell by an accent. Generally, yes, but
Okay.
now people in the Midwest in the middle part of the states don't really have much of an accent. They're usually
Okay.
it's usually people in the South, the North, and like the Valley in California, and that's about it.
Mm.
I mean,
My
people in
sister-in-law,
Michigan and Minnesota do have an accent as well.
yes. My sister-in-law from Maryland.
Maryland is Maryland's actually a weird state because I think it's supposed to be considered a southern state, but they're not really like southern people in Maryland. And I think it's because they were the first ones taken over by the Yankee side in the Civil War.
Well, the only thing we've got to compare it to is the TV series The Nanny. Their accent.
You talking about the Super Nanny or the nanny with
Uh,
Fran Drescher?
yeah, with Fran Drescher. Yeah,
Okay,
she's
and
got that accent.
her accent. Where is her accent supposed to be from?
Maryland or Maryland.
Hmm. I'll have to look into that because that's not a typical Maryland accent.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'd have to look into that to see where, because that's not a typical Maryland accent. What Drescher has.
Okay. I'm
Uh,
not sure where a parent.
hold on just a second. I'm looking at the chat again.
Oh yes, I've hijacked it. Sorry.
Hurricane Holly said, "Hi there, beautiful. Count me in."
Hello. How are you?
Kimberly says she's in Georgia, and they say y'all.
You all.
No, not you all.
I,
Y'all.
oh, you'll have to teach me.
Yeah, you all. You people. There's people not in the South say you all. Because you all is the
Okay.
proper way to say it. People in the South actually run it together, and it's spelled YALL, y'all.
Oh, right.
Then Southerners do that a lot. We shorten up words and run them together a lot.
Do you? I
Yes.
haven't traveled at all, so I only hear the accents on TV or movies and that sort of thing. But there's a lot of variance from what I've heard of the different accents in America.
Oh, there he is. There he is. The even in the South where I am, you can go literally to the next town and the accent will be different.
Oh,
Even in the
really? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
in the South, you can even though everybody has a Southern accent, you can literally go to the very next town and the accent will be different than it will vary. Like for instance, you hear how mine sounds, but if you go over to where
Yes.
the town right beside where I live, the town right beside me where my father lives, it's called Stony Point. People there say white, bright, light. Like instead of light, see, I would say light, but over there they say light. And I would
Okay.
say bright, but over there where my dad lives, which is just a town over, they would say bright. And I would say white, but you go to the town where my
Mm.
dad is and they'll say white. And they
Oh,
and
geez.
I would say chair, but in his town they say cheer. Almost
Oh,
like cheer, CHEER, but they're talking about a chair, but they say like cheer. So yes, we have a
crazy.
very wide range of accents.
Mm.
Stinger
Did
says
you
you
get a
could not
subject to kick
tell
off on?
where, huh?
Sorry, what did she say?
Stinger says you could not tell where anyone lives in Australia apart from the country areas, she says.
Yeah. It's basically the same accent, but it's a little bit slower. Yeah, that's about it. But we're no more than, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 days drive from anywhere, and all of the inhabitants is mostly along the coastline because the centre of Australia is a desert, so we definitely have a lot less people,
Now,
but more things.
when you hear the American accents, can you just have you learned to distinguish the different ones and where they're from?
Well, not all of them because you've got 52 states. We've only got 5 states and 2 territories. That's it. So no, I haven't. I noticed you've got a very distinct accent, so I knew you were from the south somewhere, but I don't know where you're from.
Yeah, I'm in North Carolina.
Mm. And I know my sister-in-law's accent. She's from Maryland, and she talks like the nanny. Not as distinct as hers, but similar.
Mhm. I was trying to think. I'm trying to think. I was going to try to give you an example of how they talk in Minnesota. They kind of talk like, "Don't you know? Don't you know?" They have a very distinct accent in Minnesota where they say their O's funny. I can't. I'd have
Okay.
to think how to exactly do it, but that's like they would say like Minnesota. Don't you know Minnesota?
Oh, okay. Brilliant.
Okay, so what would you like to talk about? Count me in, or what would y'all like to talk about in the chat?
Yeah, bring up a subject.
I'll see what they throw in the chat, and maybe we can go from there. Yeah, Audra said soda, Minnesota. It's so funny to us as Americans to imagine something a wild animal being something as big as that y'all have kangaroos running around there. That's just like
No, I wouldn't say running around, but yeah, we do have them.
yeah. See,
There's plenty
to
of
over
possums.
they yeah. Are you familiar with Mel Mel? That's here on YouTube.
I know who she is. Yeah, I've seen her on Save Robbie's channel.
She
She's
actually
in
has
Western
them.
Australia.
She actually, I think, has them running loose all around her house. She's actually filmed them fighting
Yeah,
before.
Yeah, she's in Western Australia.
Yeah.
That's
See,
the other
that's
country from me. I'm more in suburbia. Like I have possums, and I have lizards and birds and that sort of thing.
yeah,
Not
we have
too. I don't
possums.
have
Yeah, we have
sort of when it
possums.
gets a little bit. Yeah, when it gets a little bit further out from where I am, say if people are on like acreage or an acre, that's where you get wallabies and kangaroos. Like I could probably drive 5 minutes into where they are juiced horses down the road, and there'll be some wallabies there
Hmm.
and some kangaroos. Not the big, you know, alpha male red ones you see in the fights. Not those
Uh-huh.
huge buggers, but you know, friendly ones. They're pretty much if they're in suburbia or on acreage, they're used to being fed by hand. They're not hardened killers. That's only the big male red roos you see that box.
You talking about
Mm.
the kangaroos?
Yeah, kangaroos. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, it's hard for us to
And I don't have.
imagine something like that, that in America that runs around like that because we don't have them, that something that's large that runs around everywhere free,
Yeah, yeah. But we don't have things like we don't have bears, we don't have cougars, like I'd, we don't have squirrels, those sort of things. Hamsters, don't have them either. There's plenty of turtles and aqua wildlife. Like I go stand up paddleboarding and kayaking, and there's it's not unheard of to come across uh, I'm going to say dolphins or manitoos. Lots of manitoos around here. They're huge. You know what they are?
The manatees?
Yeah,
Yeah, we have manatees. We don't have them in North Carolina, but there's manatees in Florida.
yeah. Well, we have them here.
And
So it's
the yeah, we have bears, and we have
yeah, no bears.
what you were just talking about the cougars. See, the Southerners, we don't
Mm.
call them cougars, we call them mountain lions.
We don't have any wildcats really.
Yeah, we have cougars in the mountains, and like I said, as Southerners, we call them mountain lions because they're kind of
Ah,
like the mountain version of a lion. And we
yeah.
have, do you have coyotes there?
No, no.
Well,
We
see,
have
we have
dingoes, which is our,
coyotes here.
yeah. That we have dingoes, which is our version of native dogs.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say is coyote. Um, what would be very similar that y'all have there to what we have would be the dingo. Yes,
Those,
my son, my son just saw a coyote out here the other night. We have where I live. There's lots and lots and lots of coyotes.
Oh, okay. They're sort of out in central on the beaches. A lot of the islands around here, because there's several islands where I live. They have dingoes on the islands.
Hmm.
There's been a big up and up about killing them off on southern Stradbroke and Moreton Island because some kids have been attacked by them.
I
But you get
remember.
that when you try.
Do you remember that case? I would imagine you probably would be in the Australia. I don't remember how many years ago. It might have been in the 80s where the dingo kidnapped the baby.
Oh yes, Lindy Chamberlain. Yeah, Lindy Chamberlain, very famous case.
Yeah, that was actually was a big deal over here too. That dingo, because they blamed the parents at first, didn't they? They thought they had murdered the baby, right?
Well, it's a really interesting case because she actually went to prison over it,
Yeah.
but then was released several years later because she was basically convicted for because she wasn't likable. She
Oh,
wasn't likable. She held in her emotions during the. It's quite interesting if you did the research, the psychology behind it, because everyone expects the person to be likable, like sports people. You think, oh, you admire them, so therefore you'd like them on a personal level. Where she was very closed off, she didn't give away any emotions whatsoever, and that she basically they had no evidence to say that she killed the baby, but they convicted her anyway.
yeah.
And she did serve several years, and then she got let out on a pardon. Yeah, really interesting case. There's been cases where children have been killed by dingoes, but that's been the only one that I know of that a baby has been taken by a dingo and supposedly killed. I
Mhm,
can't say where the truth lies. I don't know.
mhm.
If I had to choose, I'd probably look at the dingo over her. Yeah, interesting case. Everyone's got that. They have T-shirts. Dingo stole my baby.
Mhm. Yeah, I remember when that
Mm.
case. I remember about that. It was pretty well known over here as well. I'm gonna look at the
Yeah.
chat for a second and see. I don't want to neglect them. Let's
Hi,
see.
guys.
They want to. Audra wants to know if you have deadly snakes in Australia.
Yes, Audra. Definitely. I usually work in landscape supplies, so usually if I've got like a big pile of sugarcane mulch or something like that, we've got to kick it first to make sure the snakes are out of it. I mean, we have a lot of carpet snakes, which aren't deadly, but they're just a pain, and you get infections from them biting you. But yeah, we do have brown snakes and red belly black snakes. They're not prevalent, but you'll see one every now and then. But they don't disturb you if you don't disturb them. But occasionally you'll step on something. But it's not like you go running down the street and you see a snake every day. It's not like that.
Well, it's here in the United States we have a lot of snakes. They're everywhere. It's
Hmm.
in the warm weather. I mean, there's snakes. It's very common to have snakes everywhere. In North Carolina, do y'all have
Hmm.
copperheads in Australia?
Not that I know of. I think we've got the three most deadliest snakes here. A variety of snakes. Red belly black snakes, we get those. They're pretty distinct. They are literally they just look like uh, maybe 10 centimeters of black and then 10 centimeters of red. They're pretty distinct. Brown snakes are a bit harder to tell to define what they actually are by looking at them. Sometimes they're just tree snakes that they look brown. So I think the rule of thumb is if you don't know what it is, leave it alone. But
Um,
generally in a house, you'll find a carpet snake rather than anything deadly.
we have do you have rattlesnakes there?
No, none of our snakes make noises.
Yeah, here in North Carolina we have copperheads, cottonmouths, and which is
I've seen
I think,
ones.
huh?
Um, I've seen the cottonmouths. Not here. We don't get cottonmouths, but I've seen them on a TV series. The crocodile hunting shows have them on there.
Yeah, I think the cottonmouth and a water moccasin are the same thing. I think
Okay.
we have what other? Let's see. We also one of the deadliest snakes we have in North Carolina is the coral snake, and
Oh
we
yes, we have
also
corals.
you have corals.
Yep.
And we now the snakes that are the non-poisonous snakes that are everywhere that are no harm at all are the black snakes and the king snakes.
Okay. I haven't heard of those.
Audra wants to know about huntsman spiders.
About what? Sorry.
Audra wants to know if y'all have huntsman spiders.
Yes. That's really funny, Audra, because where I live, we have tons of them. I call them Freds. And my son, who is 6'3", is terrified of them. So they sort of get around, if you, well, I work, my son works. So it's usually in a quiet house and, look up and there'll be one crawling across the ceiling. I've never, ever been bitten by one, and I catch them all the time for Jaden, um, the big wuss that he is. Yeah, they're no trouble. You just see them and put a glass over them, put them outside, no problems. Same with uh, the red and black ones. That's horrible. Can't think of the name. But yeah, we have tons of huntsmen. Tons. Redbacks, that's it. I get redbacks where I live too, but basically they just stay in their one spot where huntsmans move around like they're crazy.
Audra said kangaroos just roaming around sounds so neat. Here they're only found in zoos.
No, they're I could probably go about 5 minutes from here and come across some. They're mostly where I live, it's suburbia, but further out where they have acreage and reduced horses, there's kangaroos there and wallabies. Wallabies are like they're like just a smaller version, cuter too. There's plenty of those around as well. But I mean, you wouldn't go into the city and see a kangaroo hopping down the road. But I could go 5 minutes from where I am and see one, and I live in suburbia. Yeah, but we get plenty of them. We get wild hares, some foxes. Um, yeah, plenty of koalas. We've got koalas up the tree at my mum's place. They tend to go in the same corridor all the time, so I see them there all the time. They're surrounded by big gum trees. Where I don't get anywhere I am, but my parents do.
That's great, Kimberly. Kimberly said she's getting a microphone and headphones today for her computer, so she'll be able to come up with us sometime.
All right, this is the first time I've done a live.
And let's see, I'm going to go through the chat and see what they're saying. Stinger says she's seen Black Panther in Australia.
Has she?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Oh, really? No, I haven't heard of that. But I'm not sure where Stinger is.
I'll ask, where are you, Stinger? I'll see what she answers here in a minute. I'm going to go through the chat, see what they're saying, so they don't feel like we're neglecting them. Yes, yes, Karma. That's what we were just talking about. I don't know if you were here or not. Karma was saying, is that where about the dingo and the baby situation? She must have came in after we were talking about that. Yes, that's where
I live in Brisbane. That was in Ayers Rock, which is Central Australia.
She just said where it was. I don't know if she might have meant, was it just in Australia in general? As far as like with. Okay, I'm still going through the chat. Do you get into do you like true crime? Count me in.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's interesting hearing all the American crimes, because compared to what they released from the Chris Watts, or from the Watts murders, the discovery and all the information, the videos, we don't get any of that here. All we get would be the bare minimum. We don't get, how they were interviewed, any interview information. We don't have any of the courts, very rarely have any of the court streaming in regards to trials either. It's pretty rare.
Yeah, we might be able to get into some true crime talk here in a few minutes, because that's what Stinger, I think it was, had suggested. I'm trying to see if I can fix the chat where I can fix it and put it on screen where you can see what they're saying as well. I know Lemonade does that. I'm trying to figure out how to do it myself. See, this is the only second time I've ever done a live, so I'm trying to figure out how everything works.
Cool.
So if I can trying to figure out how to get this chat on the screen where you can actually see the comments and read them as well. Let me see. Anybody in chat happen to know how I can get the chat on screen so she can see it as well? B Stinger says, hold on a second. Stinger says she's in Sydney,
Oh yes, okay.
but she said she
Different
saw the
state
Black
than
Panther in the Blue Mountains.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that would make sense. Absolutely. It's very rural there. Beautiful area. Absolutely stunning.
She
Snows
said
there
that
too. Doesn't snow.
she said there's only supposed to be one that escaped from an old circus, apparently.
Oh, interesting. It's like the tales of the Tasmanian tiger. It's supposed to be extinct years ago.
Do you want to come up with us now, Audra?
I'll pop back. Audra can come up. Thanks for having me.
Oh no! You can stay here. You can stay.
Oh, I've got a couple of things I got to.
Oh, you got to
I got
go.
a couple of things I got to do.
Oh, okay. I was just saying you didn't have to go just because somebody else might be coming up. Because
Oh, good. Thanks for having me on.
you're welcome and come back.
I will.
Nice to have you come up. Coffee chat, if you can hear me, if you would come back after you get through with the kids and come up if you will, coffee chat. If you just heard me say that. All right, Audra, now you need to come in because count me in left. Now somebody else has to get up here and talk to me. Because actually I'll have to somebody needs to be up here to do the talking while I have to put y'all on hold a few minutes. Because I actually have to give my 80-year-old mother her medicine and go to the bathroom and maybe get something to drink. So I would appreciate it if somebody would come up here and talk while I do that. Please, Audra. Quit hiding. Quit hiding behind the curtain, Audra. Come out wherever you are. Or Stinger, you want to come up? Oh gosh, Audra won't stop hiding. Uh, no, your comment about you getting a mic today and some headphones, was that what you said, Kimberly? Oh, get out of here with that voice changer shit, Audra. Yeah. You didn't, or would you not be able to come up now, Kimberly? You want to try? Because I'm using a laptop with no microphone and no headphones. A granny fanny. So you want to come up now, Stinger? Have you ever tried? Oh, she just used her phone. Her phone. Oh yeah, and that was her first time too. She did, yeah, that did real good with her phone. Yeah, and you did good for that being your first live you joined in on too. Count me in. It doesn't matter, Audra. For God's sake. And thank you to your comment, B Stinger, or if that was directed at Count Me In, whichever one. Do you want to come up, Stinger? Like I said, I need somebody to come up here and do the talking for a few minutes while I give my mom her medicine and go to the bathroom and get something to drink so I don't just have to leave here hanging in silence. Oh, okay, Stinger. All right, Audra, come on. Stinger can't. Somebody's gonna have to entertain y'all if y'all don't want me to have to shut it down while I go see about giving my mom her medicine and going to the bathroom and uh see, she came in here and just handed me a note. Let's see, maybe if I knew how to screen share I could put something up for y'all to watch while I was doing that, but I can't figure out how to use it. Damn it. Hmm. Yeah, because actually I got to give her her medicine and like I said, use the bathroom and get something to drink, and I have to call and cancel an appointment. I just don't want to leave y'all just sitting here hanging in silence. Let's see. Yeah, tell her count me in. To quit hiding behind the curtains and come up here. Quit being so ridiculous and get out from behind the bush. She keeps talking about sounding like a teenager and a little girl and all this, and she doesn't want people to hear her voice. And that's so damn ridiculous. Yes, I can. Yeah, I can screen share, but I don't know how to do it. I've tried to do it a couple times and I couldn't get it done right here. If you would just come up here, Audra, and hold the fort down till I get back. Okay, I've hold on a second. I'm gonna try to see if I can get your email out of the chat, Kimberly. Damn it. I don't know if I can do it or not. Okay, I might have to go to my phone to do that. Let's see. Hold on just a minute. I'm trying to get Kimberly's email out of the chat. You could hold it down even better if you were up here to talk while I do what I have to do. I just don't want to sit here and leave y'all in silence for that long. Like I said, if I knew how to screen share, I could put something up for y'all to watch and talk about, but I can't figure out how to do the damn screen share yet. I might try again in a damn minute. Damn it. Hold on, y'all. I'm still trying to make sure I get that. Hold on, y'all. I'm still trying to see. Make sure I get that. Hold on, y'all. I'm still trying to see. Make sure I get that. Hold on, y'all. I'm still trying to see. Make sure I get that. Hold on, y'all. I'm still trying to see. Make sure I get that. Oh god, hold on. I'm having issues here. Oh my gosh. God's sake. Okay, I got your, let's see. Okay, I got your email, Kimberly. I got it. Yes, get up here. Count Me In was a real human. Is a real human. She did it. It was her first time. You can do it. And it's dadgum, not dagun. Dadgum. If you're gonna try to pull some southern words out on me, make sure they're right. Audra. Yeah. Dadgum. Also, we also say dad blum. I don't say dad blum or dadgum, but people do. And actually, really, I think it's actually properly pronounced dayum, like DAYUM. Okay, so I might have to put y'all on hold for about 10 minutes. Will y'all that be okay? Y'all be able to handle that and hold the fort down for about 10 minutes or so while I go give her her medicine and pee and get something to drink and call and cancel that appointment? Yes, and in the South, we generally don't say tomato, we say tomato, and we say instead of potato, we say potato, and some people say maters, and some people say taters. Okay, so I'll try to be back in about 10 minutes. Y'all hold the fort down while I go take care of those things, and I will be back. And I'm going to mute while I do that. And I wish I could screen share so y'all have some shit to do, but I don't know how to do that yet. So I will be back. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, I'm back. And I waited so long to pee, I almost peed on myself. And I'm not kidding. And if I'd have peed on myself, I would have blamed it all on Audra. It would have been all Audra's fault. Because she didn't want to come up so I could go pee. Hold on a minute, y'all. I'm going through the chat a little bit. Not going to go through the whole thing while I was gone, but just a little bit of it. Um, I don't know as much about the Watts case as I do a lot of other cases, as or other cases, in other words. I tend to think she definitely didn't have anything to do with the murders. But if she did erase everything out of her phone, it kind of makes you wonder if she had something in there to hide. But I would imagine they were able to recover all her messages, and there was nothing that implicated her being involved in the murders. So she may have been just want to erase all that because she just didn't want to look like the home wrecking hoe that she was. So, but as far as her being involved in the murders, I don't think so. As far as knowing about any of it, I really don't think she knew about any of it either. But I mean, she did try to delete all that stuff and erase it all out of her phone. But like I said, that could have been just simply because she didn't want anybody to realize she was a home wrecking hoe. Now, isn't that funny? I just said because she didn't want anybody to know she was a hoe, and I got a notification for one of the people I'm subscribed to on YouTube, and right after I said because she didn't want anybody to know she was a home wrecking hoe, the notification pulled up and said the title of that live is called "You Calling Me Names." uh, and then another notification from her just popped up and said, "Calling me names, huh? And you suicide freak." She's not talking to me though, but it's funny that I just said that about a home wrecking hoe, and those two notifications popped up like as if I was talking to her. Like I said, it seems like my man, yeah, it's like my chat is really lagging. Stinger said, and Audra, can you explain what you mean a bit more? Involved but not in the murders. Damn it, I wish I knew how to screen share on here. Yep, it's one of my kitties, Kimberly. She meows like she's in heat, but she's not, because she's actually, I think she does it out of boredom. I really don't know why she does that, because she's been fixed. She's actually, I got a funny story about that, Kimberly. I kept going in my bathroom, and I always keep, plenty of toilet paper in there, at least, a roll and a backup roll. But I kept going in there repeatedly for numerous times over and over again, and all the toilet paper would be gone. And there's nobody here except for me and my 80-year-old mother. And I was like, I know we're not using that much toilet paper. But it's like, it seemed like almost every time I would go in there was a whole roll gone. And I was like, at least a whole roll gone a day or so. And I was like, I could not figure out what was going on. I was like, man, it happened several times. I was like, there is no way we are using all of this toilet paper. Well, I finally figured out what was happening to it. One of my female cats here is a toilet paper thief. I actually caught her with a roll in her mouth, running off with it. She was taking the rolls of toilet paper out of the bathroom and hiding them. So now I've got all the toilet paper rigged up where she can't get in there and steal it now. I'm trying to figure out how to do this screen share thing here to make things a little more spicy, but I don't know if I can figure out how to do it or not. I usually can figure out anything and everything pretty quick, but for some reason, not this. So let me try again. Okay, let's see. I think I might be figuring it out, y'all. I made a little bit of progress just then. Now let's see if I can continue on with that progress. And I hope y'all can still hear me. Can y'all still hear me? I have, let's see, one. I have 5 cats and my mother has 1, Kimberly. All right. Okay, so y'all can hear me. I'm trying to figure out how to. All right, maybe if I open it, I can figure out how to get this one down. It has nothing even ports on it, and get another one up. Okay. Now let's see if I can figure out how to share a screen that's actually got something worth sharing on it instead of the screen I'm looking at. Hmm. Mm. Okay, I'm still working on the screen sharing. Try to figure out how to do it. Still. Actually put something up that makes a little bit of sense. Are y'all still out there? Y'all want me to go ahead and y'all want me to stay up, or you want me to go ahead and close down? Because I noticed the chat has stopped. Hmm. Can y'all still hear me? And let me know if y'all are still out there, because if y'all want to still continue to talk, or if you want me to go ahead and close down. Let me know if y'all want to still continue to talk and stay, and for me to stay up, or you want me to go ahead and close down, because I noticed that the chat has pretty much stopped. I think you might be the only one here now, Kimberly. You're the only one I see talking and responding. Holly says her sick self is laying here listening. If somebody else doesn't start talking along with Kimberly, I'm probably going to give it about 5 minutes. And if somebody doesn't start talking along with Kimberly, I'll probably go ahead and close out. Because that probably means everybody's went ahead and left. So what is it that Stinger? Okay, Stinger. Good night. Thanks for coming in, Stinger. I will, Kimberly. If I can remember to do that, I'll do that as soon as I get off. Like I said, I'll probably give it like 5 minutes, and if everybody else is shut it down, because it looks like most people have went ahead and left. What are you actually doing right now, Kimberly? And I was gonna let y'all know, the ones that are still listening, that you could come up with ideas of topics that you want to talk about and let me know, or different things to do. Because, like I said, I don't, like I told somebody earlier, I don't have any one particular genre I plan for this channel to be. It'll pretty much be like, just a variety of things, about anything and everything goes, of course, within reason. Uh, I don't know, Kimberly. Probably sometime tonight. What is it you're actually doing right now, Kimberly? I mean, I think you said you were laying in bed with your husband or something. I think that was you that said that. And where are you located, Kimberly? And do you have Google Hangouts also, Kimberly? Oh my gosh, the phone has been ringing a lot this morning. I'm probably gonna give it. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, you told me that earlier, that you were in Georgia. I forgot. When you're talking to a bunch of people at one time, sometimes you get the people mixed up, what they said and where they are. Um, what I'll do when I'll shut this down is I'll probably just send you a message to Hangouts, and then that way you'll have my email address there. I think I think that's how it works. So all I have to do is send you a message since I have yours, and you should receive it. Like I said, it's like there's a big lag on my chat. Ah, yeah, I was getting ready to shut down because it looks like everybody's pretty much gone to go to bed or do whatever they need to do today. And sorry that I was didn't have as much steam as I did the morning before, Wednesday morning or whatever. But I'm sure it won't be like that every time. Sometimes I'll be more upbeat and have more steam, and then other times I won't. That's just the way it is. Sure, y'all know that days are different. They're not all the same. Okay, well, gonna go ahead and close down, y'all, for anybody that's still out there and still listening, and I will probably go live sometime tonight. probably wouldn't be like way up in the morning like it was this morning. Maybe a little like later on in the twilight, midnight hours or so, depending on, I guess, what time Jamie's going up and on. But anyway, I thank you all for coming in, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Bye, Sugar Plum. Bye, Holly. Bye, Kimberly. I'll talk to y'all later.